Did you know that some of the things you do right after waking up could be quietly damaging your brain day after day without you realizing it? It sounds extreme, but it's true. Certain morning habits that seem harmless, even healthy, are actually putting stress on your brain's most vital functions, accelerating memory decline, and increasing your risk of cognitive issues later in life. And here's the scary part. Brain decline rarely starts with memory loss. The early signs are far more subtle. You start feeling foggy. You lose motivation for things you used to love. Your focus slips, your energy dips, and suddenly, the world just feels harder to keep up with. These aren't just side effects of aging, they're warning signs. Neurologists now know that what you do in the first 60 minutes of your day plays a critical role in how your brain ages. Get those minutes wrong, and you may be silently speeding up your own cognitive decline. And the worst part? Most seniors do these brain-damaging habits every single day without ever realizing the long-term consequences. But don't worry. In this video, we're going to walk you through the most common morning mistakes harming your brain and what you should be doing instead. You'll learn how to protect your memory, boost clarity, and support long-term brain health naturally. Before we dive in, let us know where you're tuning in from. We read every comment and love seeing our amazing community all across the world. And don't forget to tap that subscribe button so you never miss another tip that could help you stay sharp, focused, and thriving well into your golden years. Now, here are the morning habits that might be doing more harm than good. 1. Skipping breakfast or eating the wrong one. This habit might seem harmless, even healthy. You wake up, you're not hungry, and you've heard that skipping breakfast might help with weight loss or intermittent fasting. So you sip some coffee and push through. But for older adults, skipping breakfast is one of the most damaging things you can do to your brain. And here's why. When you wake up, your brain is already running low on fuel. It's spent the entire night working, regulating your breathing, your heart rate, your hormones, and even organizing your memories. By morning, it's depleted. And if you don't eat, it stays in that drained, low-power state for hours. At first, you start feeling foggy. You forget where you put your keys. You reread the same sentence 5 times before it sinks in. You chalk it up to getting older. But the truth, it's your brain struggling to function without energy. Over time, this habit starves your brain, literally. Without nutrients, neurons slow down. Communication between brain cells weakens. Memory formation stalls. And studies show this sets the stage for cognitive decline, brain fog, and in more serious cases, dementia. What's worse? Many seniors make it even harder on their brain by following up a skipped breakfast with a blood sugar bomb, like toast and jam, sugary cereal, flavored yogurt, or sweetened coffee. These foods cause a quick spike in glucose, followed by a brutal crash. And when your blood sugar crashes, so does your mental clarity. You feel tired, irritable, mentally slow. But it's not just a mood swing. It's metabolic stress that can slowly chip away at your brain health over time. In fact, neurologists now refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes because of the strong connection between insulin resistance and cognitive decline. And seniors are particularly vulnerable because your body's ability to process sugar naturally declines with age. That means every sugary breakfast you eat today hits harder than it did 20 years ago. And over time, that repeated stress adds up. So what should you eat instead? A brain-friendly breakfast starts with protein and healthy fats, the kind that provide steady, lasting energy without the crash. Think scrambled eggs with spinach, Greek yogurt with walnuts and blueberries, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado. These aren't just meals, they're protection. They fuel your neurons, lower inflammation, and help you stay sharp, not just for the day, but for the long run. And the best part? This isn't about some trendy diet or strict meal plan. It's about making one simple, powerful decision every morning to feed your brain instead of starving it. Because every day you skip breakfast, you're not just skipping a meal, you might be speeding up a decline you didn't even see coming. And if skipping breakfast silently starves your brain, the very next habit could be overstimulating it in all the wrong ways. It's something almost everyone does within seconds of waking up, and it might be training your brain to be more distracted, more anxious, and more forgetful over time. 2. Reaching for your phone. First thing in the morning. Every morning, millions of people wake up and do the exact same thing. Grab their phone from the nightstand before even getting out of bed. It's automatic, it's routine, and it feels harmless. But this simple act, repeated day after day, could be quietly reshaping the brain in ways that speed up cognitive decline, especially for older adults. When you wake up, your brain is in a delicate state. It transitions from deep sleep to wakefulness in stages. And this natural rhythm helps regulate your mood, memory, focus, and even your hormones throughout the day. The first 30 to 60 minutes after you wake up are like a window of opportunity. Your brain is setting the tone for everything that follows. But the moment you pick up your phone and flood your mind with notifications, headlines, and information overload, that calm transition gets hijacked. Your brain is instantly yanked from rest into stress, from peace to panic. And that kind of wake-up shock does more than make you feel overwhelmed. It activates your body's stress response system, raising cortisol levels, tightening your blood vessels, speeding up your heart rate. This isn't just about feeling anxious or irritated. Chronic morning stress can actually impair memory, reduce mental flexibility, and wear down parts of the brain responsible for decision-making and emotional control. Over time, this habit of starting your day in digital chaos can make your mind feel constantly cluttered, and that mental noise creates a perfect breeding ground for cognitive fatigue and decline. Now add this to the mix, the content you're consuming first thing in the morning. Social media, it's full of comparison, negativity, and drama. The news, often upsetting and emotionally charged. Emails, they pull your attention in 10 different directions before you've even had your coffee. All of this hijacks your brain's attention span before it's even had a chance to wake up properly. Your mind goes into reaction mode, and when you start your day reacting to the world, rather than being grounded in your own thoughts, it becomes harder to stay focused, calm, and clear-headed. What's even more concerning is that over time, this habit reshapes how your brain functions. Research shows that constant digital stimulation, especially first thing in the morning, reduces gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain involved in focus, empathy, and memory. And for seniors, that's a red flag. The brain naturally loses some volume with age, but unhealthy digital habits speed up that process. What seems like harmless scrolling could actually be accelerating the very cognitive changes that lead to memory problems and dementia. Let's not forget about blue light either. Most people assume it's only an issue at night, and it is. But blue light exposure in the morning from screens can still disrupt your natural circadian rhythm, especially if you're using your phone in a dark room. This can interfere with melatonin production later in the day, affecting your sleep quality at night. And poor sleep is one of the biggest contributors to long-term cognitive decline. So what should you do instead? Give your brain the gentle start it deserves. When you wake up, delay phone use for at least 30 minutes if you can. Even 15 minutes makes a difference. Use that time to hydrate, stretch, open the curtains, or step outside and feel the morning sun. Light exposure first thing in the morning helps reset your body clock, boost your mood, and improve brain function naturally. Even just sitting quietly for a few minutes and collecting your thoughts does more good than any amount of morning scrolling. Want something stimulating that actually supports your brain? Try journaling, doing a crossword, or reading a few pages of a physical book. These simple practices help your brain ease into the day without overstimulation. And they also promote something your brain desperately needs: focus. Here's the bottom line. Your brain doesn't want to wake up to chaos. It wants rhythm, calm, and clarity. Reaching for your phone right away might feel like a small act, but over time, it teaches your brain to expect distraction instead of presence. And that's not a habit you want if you're trying to age with a sharp memory and a strong mind. Your mornings shape your brain more than you know. So the next time your hand reaches for your phone before your feet hit the ground, pause, breathe, and remember, your brain deserves a better start. 3. Skipping water and starting the day dehydrated. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body hasn't had a single sip of water. Yet, through breathing, sweating, and natural bodily functions, you're constantly losing fluids, even as you rest. That means, by the time you wake up, your body is already in a state of mild dehydration. And for older adults, this habit of not drinking water first thing in the morning can quietly do a number on both the brain and body. Why does this matter? Because water isn't just something your body uses to cool off or flush out waste. It's the very foundation of how your brain functions. Around 75% of your brain is made of water, and when hydration levels drop, even slightly, your brain literally begins to shrink in volume. That's not an exaggeration. Studies show that even mild dehydration can lead to brain tissue shrinking and reduced activity in areas responsible for memory, focus, and mood regulation. For seniors who may already be dealing with age-related cognitive changes, this is especially concerning. The aging brain is more sensitive to fluid imbalances. Just a 1 to 2% drop in hydration levels can cause noticeable symptoms: confusion, dizziness, irritability, brain fog, and even short-term memory problems. What many people write off as just aging is sometimes simply dehydration in disguise. What makes this worse is that the body's thirst signals weaken with age. So by the time you feel thirsty, you may already be significantly dehydrated. And unfortunately, many people start their mornings with coffee before anything else. While coffee itself isn't harmful in moderation, it's a diuretic, meaning it encourages your body to flush out even more fluids. So if you're already behind on hydration, a cup of coffee can quietly push you further into the red zone. The dangers don't stop at brain fog. Chronic morning dehydration can lead to long-term health problems that directly affect cognitive function. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and more viscous, making it harder for your heart to pump and deliver oxygen-rich blood to the brain. This poor circulation puts stress on the brain's delicate networks, and over time, this stress has been linked to higher risks of vascular dementia and stroke. Even your mood is affected. Studies have shown that dehydrated individuals tend to be more anxious, tired, and prone to low moods. Again, issues that are often blamed on aging, when in fact they might be fixed with something as simple as consistent hydration. So what's the better habit? Start your day by drinking at least 12 to 16 ounces of water before you do anything else. Keep it by your bedside if you can, so it becomes a natural part of your morning rhythm. If you find plain water boring, try adding lemon, cucumber, or a splash of unsweetened coconut water for extra minerals. This one simple change can make a noticeable difference in your clarity, energy, and long-term brain health. It's low effort, high impact, and often overlooked. Morning water isn't a luxury. It's a daily reset button for your brain. Drink up. 4. Sitting for too long. Right after waking up. The moment you wake up, your body has already spent hours in a state of rest. Your muscles have been still, your blood flow has slowed, and your joints have barely moved. Now imagine waking up and immediately heading to the couch, sitting at the kitchen table for an hour, or scrolling on your phone while still in bed. That's a lot of stillness for a body that's already been motionless all night. And for older adults, this extended sedentary start can quietly chip away at both physical and mental health. Let's break it down simply. As we age, circulation naturally slows. Arteries stiffen, muscles lose tone, and blood doesn't flow as efficiently, especially to the brain and extremities. When you stay seated or reclined for too long after waking, it keeps your blood pooling in the lower parts of your body. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the brain in those first crucial hours of the day. And when your brain is underfueled, everything suffers. Memory, concentration, balance, even mood. And that's just the beginning. Prolonged sitting, especially in the morning, can also contribute to insulin resistance. This is because movement, especially when it is the first thing you do when you wake, helps wake up your metabolism. It helps your body process blood sugar more efficiently. When you sit for too long, your muscles aren't being used, your glucose stays in the bloodstream longer, and over time, this contributes to higher blood sugar levels. And if that continues, you're on a fast track to metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and yes, an increased risk of dementia. There's even more. Staying physically inactive right after waking can disrupt your natural cortisol rhythm. Cortisol is often misunderstood as a stress hormone, but in healthy doses, it's actually essential. It helps you feel awake, alert, and ready to face the day. Your body naturally releases a burst of it in the morning if you give it the right signal. Movement tells your body, the day has begun. But when you stay sedentary, your cortisol rhythm becomes irregular, and that can lead to sluggish mornings, poor sleep cycles, and even worsening memory and focus over time. Then there's posture. When you go from lying down all night to sitting hunched over a phone or TV, you reinforce bad alignment habits. Poor posture, especially in seniors, can affect breathing, digestion, and spinal health. It may even cause tension headaches and neck pain, issues that silently drain your energy without you realizing the source. But here's the most sobering part. Sedentary behavior is independently linked to brain shrinkage. Research found that older adults who sat for longer periods, especially in the morning, had thinner regions of the brain responsible for memory formation. That means the very act of sitting still, when repeated daily, can actually change the physical structure of your brain. So, what's the better habit? Stand up, stretch, move. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement after waking can work wonders. Try walking around the house, doing a few slow stretches, rolling your shoulders, or stepping outside to breathe in some fresh air. It doesn't need to be intense. You're not training for a marathon. You're simply reminding your body that it's alive and capable. If you're feeling a bit more energetic, go ahead and march in place, do some arm swings, or practice a few standing yoga poses. Movement boosts blood flow, supports lymphatic drainage, activates your brain, and sets a positive rhythm for the day ahead. The goal here isn't to turn your morning into a workout routine. The goal is to break the pattern of extended stillness, to let your body and brain know it's time to turn on. It's easy to overlook this habit, but when you realize how much early movement protects your brain, strengthens your heart, and regulates your metabolism, it becomes one of the most powerful habits to adopt. And best of all, it's free. No equipment, no gym, just you and your body doing what it was made to do. Move. Start small. Be consistent. And your body and brain will thank you for it, today and in the years to come. 5. Not getting enough natural light. As soon as you wake up, your body craves natural light. It's not just a preference, it's essential for your overall health, especially for your brain. If you wake up and spend the first few hours of your day inside, in dim lighting, or under artificial lights, you're setting yourself up for a day of brain fog, mood swings, and even long-term cognitive decline. Here's why it matters. Our bodies have an internal clock called the circadian rhythm. This rhythm controls when you feel awake and alert, and when you're ready for sleep. Light, especially sunlight, plays a crucial role in syncing this rhythm. When you're exposed to sunlight, it triggers the production of serotonin in your brain, a hormone that elevates your mood and sharpens your focus. It also regulates melatonin, the hormone responsible for helping you sleep at night. Without enough natural light, this balance gets thrown off, leaving you feeling sluggish, mentally foggy, and even depressed. In fact, research shows that lack of sunlight exposure, especially in the morning, is linked to increased rates of depression and anxiety, and can even exacerbate cognitive decline in seniors. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about your brain functioning optimally. When you miss out on that early burst of natural light, your brain struggles to adjust, leading to poor memory, a lack of focus, and a slower processing speed throughout the day. What makes this worse is that many people wake up and immediately start scrolling through their phones, checking emails, or going about their day in artificial lighting. It seems like no big deal, but this habit disrupts your circadian rhythm even further, leading to a vicious cycle of low energy and poor cognitive function. To truly benefit your brain and mental health, you should aim for at least 15 to 30 minutes of natural sunlight in the first hour of waking up. This doesn't mean you need to spend hours outside. Even a short walk, or just sitting near a window while enjoying your coffee, can do wonders. The important part is that you're allowing sunlight to flood your eyes, so your brain gets the signal to reset your circadian rhythm for the day ahead. If the weather conditions don't allow for outdoor light, try to be near a window where you can let natural light in. Even sitting near natural light indoors can be a huge benefit, as long as it's bright enough to stimulate the brain's natural response. By incorporating this simple habit into your morning routine, you'll notice a significant improvement in your mood, cognitive abilities, and overall sense of well-being throughout the day. Plus, over time, it can even help prevent cognitive decline as you age. 6. Poor sleep hygiene. Sleep plays a crucial role in maintaining overall brain health, and the quality of your sleep can greatly influence how well your brain functions. Unfortunately, many seniors fall into the trap of poor sleep habits that can contribute to cognitive decline over time. Poor sleep hygiene not only affects your mood, but also impairs memory, concentration, and the ability to think clearly. Without enough rest, your brain doesn't have the time it needs to recover and perform its vital processes. When you sleep, your brain is not idle. In fact, it's working hard to consolidate memories and clear away toxins that build up throughout the day. One such toxin is beta amyloid, a substance that accumulates in the brain and is closely linked to Alzheimer's disease. If sleep is disrupted or of poor quality, your brain doesn't have the opportunity to effectively clear these toxins, putting you at a higher risk for neurodegenerative diseases like dementia. Even one night of poor sleep can lead to a temporary dip in cognitive function, but over time, chronic poor sleep can have long-term effects on brain health. Unfortunately, sleep issues are all too common among seniors. Conditions like insomnia, sleep apnea, and restless leg syndrome can make it difficult to get the restorative sleep that your brain desperately needs. Sleep apnea, in particular, is especially dangerous because it interrupts breathing during sleep, leading to drops in oxygen levels in the brain. This can lead to a host of cognitive issues, including memory loss and difficulty concentrating. And because sleep apnea often goes undiagnosed, many people may not even be aware of how it's affecting their brain health. But the good news is that there are simple and effective ways to improve sleep hygiene, and with a few changes, you can protect your brain from the harmful effects of poor sleep. First and foremost, it's important to establish a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Try to aim for at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Next, create a relaxing bedtime routine that signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. This might include activities like reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. By reducing stress and promoting relaxation before bed, you can make it easier to fall into a deep, restful sleep. It's also crucial to limit screen time before bed. Ideally, you should stop using screens at least an hour before bedtime. If you must use your phone, consider enabling night mode, which reduces the blue light emission. Another helpful habit is to keep your sleep environment cool, quiet, and dark. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep, free from distractions. If you're sensitive to light, consider using blackout curtains or an eye mask to block out any external light. Keep your room at a comfortable temperature, typically between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Finally, pay attention to your diet and caffeine intake. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime, as these can interfere with your ability to fall asleep or stay asleep. Instead, opt for a light snack that includes tryptophan, such as turkey or a banana, which can promote relaxation and help you fall asleep more easily. Improving sleep hygiene may take time, but it's one of the best ways to protect your cognitive health and prevent mental decline as you age. So, prioritize your sleep and give your brain the chance to repair and rejuvenate every night. By making these small changes, you'll be investing in your brain health for the long haul. 7. Starting the day in complete silence and isolation. It might seem peaceful to wake up, sit in silence, and avoid stimulation, especially for those who live alone or prefer a calm morning. But over time, consistently starting your day without any mental or social engagement can quietly chip away at your cognitive resilience. The brain is like a muscle. It needs gentle stimulation to stay strong. When you begin each morning in total quiet, without engaging your senses, your thoughts, or even brief interactions, your brain gets the signal to power down. And if this becomes a daily routine, the mental fog that follows can become more than just a passing feeling. It can lead to long-term understimulation, a risk factor for cognitive decline and memory problems later in life. Studies have shown that social isolation and sensory deprivation, especially in the mornings when the brain is naturally most alert, can increase the risk of dementia by a significant percentage. This is because the brain thrives on variety, engagement, and new input. The less you give it, the faster it starts to shrink, literally. Areas of the brain responsible for memory, language, and decision-making can begin to atrophy without regular use. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. Just 5 to 10 minutes of stimulation in the morning can set the tone for a mentally active day. Listening to music, chatting with a friend, stretching while listening to a podcast, reading a page from a book, or even talking to yourself out loud while planning your day. All of these simple acts send your brain a message. I'm awake, I'm active, and I'm ready to think. Make a conscious effort to activate your brain early. That doesn't mean bombarding yourself with noise or chaos. It means giving your mind something to chew on. Speak, listen, read, sing, reflect, socialize, even briefly. These tiny morning sparks can ignite long-term protection for your memory and overall cognitive health. It's not about becoming a social butterfly. It's about avoiding mental stagnation. Because while silence can be golden, too much of it too often can quietly age your brain. 8. Waking up at inconsistent times every day. A chaotic sleep schedule isn't just a nuisance. It's a serious threat to long-term brain health. Waking up at different times each morning, even by an hour or two, can disrupt the natural circadian rhythm that helps regulate everything from memory formation to mood stability. And when this rhythm is thrown off balance regularly, your brain pays the price. Your circadian rhythm acts like your internal body clock. It controls your sleep-wake cycles, hormone release, and brain function, all of which play crucial roles in preventing cognitive decline. But when you wake up at 6:30 a.m. on weekdays, then sleep in till 9 a.m. on weekends, you create what scientists call social jet lag. This doesn't just make you feel groggy. It causes a genuine mismatch between your biological clock and your behavior. Studies have shown that chronic disruptions to circadian rhythm are linked to a higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because your brain relies on consistent patterns to function at its best. Erratic wake-up times confuse your brain, impair the glymphatic system, which clears waste from the brain during sleep, and reduce the quality of restorative deep sleep, the kind your brain desperately needs to stay sharp. Even worse, when your sleep patterns are irregular, you're more likely to experience inflammation, blood sugar imbalances, and elevated cortisol, all of which are strongly associated with memory loss and cognitive decline in older adults. The good news? This habit is one of the easiest to fix. Make it a goal to wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends or holidays. Yes, even if you went to bed late. Over time, this consistency strengthens your sleep quality, boosts morning energy, and creates a stable rhythm that protects your brain from age-related decline. If you struggle to fall asleep early enough to wake up consistently, try building a calming nighttime routine. Dim the lights, avoid screens an hour before bed, and do something relaxing like reading or light stretching. By setting your internal clock and sticking to it, you're doing more than just waking up refreshed. You're laying the neurological foundation for stronger memory, sharper thinking, and lower dementia risk in the years to come. 9. Waking up in a panic or stressful rush. Many people wake up and immediately dive into a flood of to-do lists, stressful thoughts, or anxiety-inducing news. They grab their phone, check their messages, worry about the day ahead, and jump into tasks without giving the mind time to ease into wakefulness. Over time, this daily jolt of stress, especially in the morning, can take a serious toll on the brain. Here's why. The brain is in a highly receptive state when you wake up. Cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone, is already naturally elevated in the early morning as part of the body's natural rhythm. But when you add mental chaos or emotional panic on top of that, cortisol spikes even higher. Chronic exposure to these elevated stress hormones can damage the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for memory and learning, and one of the first areas affected in dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Studies show that high morning stress levels are strongly associated with reduced cognitive performance, weaker emotional regulation, and increased inflammation in the brain. And when this becomes a daily habit, it quietly wears down your mental resilience. Over time, you may find it harder to concentrate, remember simple things, or process information calmly. All warning signs of cognitive decline. What makes this habit particularly dangerous is that it's often invisible. Most people don't realize they're starting their day with a brain already under siege. So, what's the better habit? Protect your brain's calm in the morning. Create a gentle morning buffer, even 5 to 10 minutes, before engaging with external stressors. This could mean waking up without checking your phone right away, sitting quietly with your thoughts, doing light stretching, practicing deep breathing, or simply enjoying a cup of tea without multitasking. These small rituals send a powerful message to your nervous system. You're safe, you're grounded, and there's no need to panic. In doing so, You reduce cortisol spikes, preserve your hippocampus, and give your brain a far better chance at aging gracefully. Remember, the way you start your morning shapes the way your brain ages. And just like that, we've reached the end of today's video. Remember, your brain's long-term health is shaped by the little things you do each morning. These habits may seem small, even harmless, but over time, they can quietly increase your risk of dementia. Today, we explored simple, research-backed changes you can make right now to protect your memory, sharpen your focus, and support a healthy brain for years to come. If anything you heard today gave you a fresh perspective or made you think twice about your morning routine, drop us a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. We read everyone, and we're always listening for what you want us to talk about next. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to learn something that could change your life. Until next time, take care of your brain, treat your mornings with intention, and we'll see you in the next video. prosamines may be associated with increased risk of cognitive decline, particularly in older adults. These compounds can trigger inflammation in the brain and interfere with the way your neurons communicate with each other. That's not all. Processed meats are also high in saturated fat, which has been shown to negatively impact memory and brain volume. Saturated fat contributes to the buildup of plaque in blood vessels, including those that feed the brain. Over time, this restricts blood flow, which means your brain gets less oxygen and fewer nutrients, both critical for memory, concentration, and decision-making. One long-term study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who consumed the most processed meats had higher rates of cognitive decline compared to those who ate them rarely. This is deeper than your brain feeling a little foggy. This is about changes in the actual structure and function of your brain over time. You might be wondering, I've been eating deli meat for years. Isn't it too late to change now? The good news is, it's not. Reducing or eliminating processed meats can give your brain space to heal and protect itself from further damage. And you don't have to give up all meat, just the highly processed kinds. If you love turkey sandwiches, switch to fresh roasted turkey breast. Craving bacon? Look for nitrate-free versions and limit them to special occasions rather than everyday meals. It's also important to recognize that these foods often show up in disguise. Breakfast sandwiches from fast food chains, microwavable meatballs, frozen lasagna, and even some healthy meal kits often rely on heavily processed meats. If you're not checking labels for nitrates, sodium nitrite, or cured and smoked indicators, you might be eating more of them than you think. And for seniors, the risk is even greater. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation, and the blood-brain barrier, the protective shield around your brain, becomes less effective. That means more of these harmful compounds can reach your brain than when you were younger. So while a teenager might bounce back from a pepperoni pizza, someone over 60 could experience more lasting harm from the same meal. There's also a social side to processed meats. They're convenient, they feel nostalgic, and they're easy to prepare, especially for older adults living alone or with limited energy. But convenience comes with a cost. Every bite may be contributing to long-term damage, not just in your memory, but in your ability to function, communicate, and stay independent. Let's go over it again. Processed meats like bacon, ham, and deli slices contain nitrates, nitrites, and saturated fat, all of which may accelerate cognitive decline and increase the risk of brain inflammation, memory loss, and eventually, dependency on others. For now, take a look at your fridge. What's in there that might be working against your brain? Are there processed meats you reach for out of habit? Could you swap one of them for a fresh cooked alternative this week? Even one change can make a difference. Food number 2, refined sugar and sugary snacks. It's hard to ignore how much sugar is everywhere, on shelves, in restaurants, at home, and even in products that don't taste sweet. But for seniors, this overload of sugar may be doing more than expanding waistlines. It might be shrinking the brain. Refined sugar, especially the kind found in pastries, cookies, soft drinks, and sweetened cereal, has become a quiet but dangerous part of many people's diets. It doesn't just affect your energy levels, it alters how your brain functions over time. And once you cross the age of 60, the impact can become even more severe. When you eat foods Researchers noted that even without diabetes, elevated sugar levels led to brain atrophy, meaning the brain was literally getting smaller. Another danger is the way sugar triggers inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of cognitive decline. When the brain becomes inflamed, it's harder for neurons to communicate. Think of it like trying to hear someone talk to you through a wall of static. Over time, that inflammation slows thinking, weakens recall, and clouds judgment. What makes refined sugar even more dangerous is how subtle its effects are. You might not notice anything after one cookie or slice of cake, but over time, the brain becomes less efficient. Words slip out of reach, you enter a room and forget why. Conversations take longer to follow. And eventually, these little lapses add up, eroding confidence, independence, and the ability to care for oneself. Sugar also affects mood, increasing the risk of depression and anxiety in older adults. That matters because mood disorders are tightly linked to cognitive health. A stressed, anxious brain is more vulnerable to memory problems. It's a cycle. Sugar affects the brain affects your mood, and the mood affects your motivation to make better choices. So what counts as refined sugar? It's more than just candy. It includes most boxed cereals, flavored yogurts, fruit juices, sodas, sweet teas, granola bars, even low-fat snacks. Sugar shows up under many names: high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, maltodextrin, glucose, dextrose. The food industry has gotten clever at hiding it, and it adds up fast. A bowl of cereal in the morning, a sweetened tea at lunch, and a light dessert in the evening can easily lead to 40 to 50 grams of sugar or more in a single day. For older adults, that's more than enough to disrupt brain function, especially when repeated day after day. Cutting back on refined sugar doesn't mean living without sweetness. It means choosing smarter sources, like whole fruits, which contain fiber and antioxidants to balance the sugar they contain. Unsweetened Greek yogurt, cinnamon, and even a few pieces of dark chocolate, 70% cacao or higher, can satisfy cravings without flooding your system. The most important part? Awareness. Many seniors don't realize how much sugar they're consuming because it's hidden in healthy foods. Reading labels and choosing whole, unprocessed ingredients can help break the cycle and give your brain a chance to recover. Let's do a little recap. Refined sugar quietly inflames the brain, shrinks memory centers, and may accelerate cognitive decline after 60, especially when consumed daily. Now let's look at something that's even more deceptive, because it doesn't taste sweet, look dangerous, or raise red flags. But it's in nearly every processed food on the market. We're talking about vegetable oils. Food number 3, vegetable oils. Vegetable oils like canola, soybean, corn, sunflower, and safflower oil have been marketed for decades as heart healthy. They're used in baked goods, salad dressings, margarine, packaged snacks, fried foods, and even low-fat frozen meals. But while they may be convenient and affordable, their effect on the brain tells a different story. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats are essential in small amounts, the problem is imbalance. The modern diet is flooded with omega-6 fats and severely lacking in omega-3s, the type found in fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia. The ideal balance of omega-6 to omega-3 fats should be about 2 to natural fats that are less processed and more stable. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and even small amounts of coconut oil are healthier options for cooking. Butter and ghee, in moderation, are more stable at high heat than vegetable oils and may be easier for some seniors to digest. Whole food fats, like those from nuts, seeds, olives, and fatty fish, also help rebuild the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fats. They support cell membranes, nourish neurons, and reduce the inflammatory burden on the brain. It's also helpful to reduce your intake of fried foods and packaged snacks. These are often made with the cheapest, most refined vegetable oils and can be replaced with home-cooked alternatives using better ingredients. Again, vegetable oils like canola, soybean, and corn are high in omega-6 fats that promote inflammation and may contribute to brain fog, memory decline, and long-term cognitive damage in older adults. White bread is soft, comforting, and easy to chew, which is why it's often the go-to choice for sandwiches, toast, or a quick bite. But for people over 60, that slice of bread may be doing more than just filling your stomach. It could be starving your brain. Food number 4, white bread and refined carbs. The issue with white bread and other refined carbohydrates is the way they flood your body with glucose too quickly. Refined carbs have been stripped of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What's left is a simple starch that turns into sugar almost immediately after you eat it. That sudden sugar spike may satisfy hunger in the short term, but it triggers a chain reaction that can quietly damage the brain over time. When you eat white bread, crackers, pasta, pastries, or many packaged snack foods, your blood sugar surges. The body responds by releasing insulin to lower it. But just like with refined sugar, this roller coaster of spikes and crashes strains the brain. It leads to inflammation, slows blood flow, and may reduce the brain's ability to use glucose efficiently, a problem that becomes more dangerous with age. Your brain needs a steady, even supply of energy to function well. It's one of the hungriest organs in your body, using up more than 20% of your daily energy, even though it makes up only about 2% of your body weight. When the energy supply is erratic, neurons struggle to communicate. You may feel foggy, sluggish, or irritable, and over time, your memory and focus can suffer. More concerning is the impact refined carbs have on circulation, especially in the brain. Spiking blood sugar damages the delicate lining of blood vessels. That damage, when repeated over years, makes the vessels stiff and narrow. When blood flow to the brain is reduced, you get less oxygen and fewer nutrients delivered to your brain cells. That's like turning down the power in a factory and expecting it to run smoothly. Eventually, key systems slow down or fail. Several studies have linked high glycemic diets, those filled with white bread, white rice, and sugary cereals, to a greater risk of cognitive decline. One study from the Mayo Clinic showed that older adults who consumed the most refined carbs had nearly 4 times the risk of developing mild cognitive impairment compared to those who ate lower glycemic foods. That's a staggering number. White bread and refined carbs also tend to replace better foods in the diet. When your plate is filled with soft rolls, sweet muffins, or processed crackers, it leaves less room for fiber-rich whole grains, leafy greens, and healthy fats. Foods that protect brain health and support long-term function. It's not just what refined carbs do, it's what they prevent you from getting. Now, this doesn't mean you can never have a sandwich again. The key is choosing smart with nuts instead of crackers or cookies. These swaps don't require more effort, just a bit more awareness. Let's go over it again. White bread and refined carbs spike blood sugar, reduce circulation to the brain, and may increase the risk of memory loss and cognitive decline as you age. Food number 5, artificial sweeteners. Now let's talk about something that's often marketed as a better choice, but may be doing quiet damage to your brain. We're talking about artificial sweeteners, found in diet sodas, sugar-free snacks, and even some vitamins. Artificial sweeteners are used to cut calories and avoid sugar, but their effects on the brain are raising serious concerns, especially for seniors. Common artificial sweeteners include aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and acesulfame potassium. They're often labeled as low-calorie, diet, or sugar-free. The appeal is clear. Get the sweet taste without the sugar or calories. But the brain doesn't see it that way. When you consume artificial sweeteners, your brain detects sweetness, but doesn't receive the expected energy. This mismatch can confuse the brain's reward system and may lead to cravings, irritability, and even altered brain chemistry over time. Your brain starts to unlearn how to respond properly to natural hunger and satiety cues, and this disruption can affect memory, mood, and decision-making. Aspartame in particular has come under scrutiny. Some studies have suggested it may be linked to memory issues, headaches, and even increased anxiety in older adults. While more research is needed to fully understand all the effects, what we do know is that artificial sweeteners interact with the brain in ways that are far from neutral. There's also the issue of the gut-brain connection. The human gut is home to trillions of bacteria that play a major role in digestion, immunity, and brain health. Artificial sweeteners can alter the gut microbiome, disrupting the balance of healthy bacteria. An imbalanced gut can increase inflammation throughout the body, including in the brain, where it may contribute to brain fog and mood disorders. And for seniors, this disruption can be more severe. With age, the gut lining becomes more delicate, and the immune system less responsive. That means the same sweetener that causes a mild reaction in a younger person may lead to bigger issues in someone over 60. It's also worth noting that artificial sweeteners are often used in ultra-processed foods. These items are not just low in nutrition, they also crowd out healthier options. When your diet is filled with diet sodas, sugar-free yogurts, and light desserts, you're often missing out on real, nourishing foods that protect the brain. So, what can you do instead? If you need a bit of sweetness, try natural alternatives like stevia or monk fruit in small amounts. Even better, retrain your palate to enjoy the subtle sweetness in whole foods, in older oil or partially hydrogenated fat. Trans fats are especially harmful to the brain. They've been linked to reduced brain volume, slower cognitive processing, and increased risk of dementia. In one study published in Neurology, researchers found that people with the highest levels of trans fats in their blood had a significantly higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. These fats were commonly found in fried fast foods, packaged baked goods, and margarine. Yet another reason to be cautious about what's going into your food. Beyond the direct chemical damage, fried foods contribute to clogged blood vessels, which restrict circulation to the brain. A healthy brain needs consistent, unimpeded blood flow to function. The more clogged or stiff your arteries become, the harder it is for oxygen and nutrients to reach your neurons. That's when memory starts to slip, focus weakens, and simple tasks become harder to manage. This isn't just about a plate of fries. It's about the effect of repeated, long-term exposure to harmful fats and cooking methods. Many seniors grew up in a time when frying was the go-to method of cooking. No one thought much about what the oils were doing behind the scenes. And it's easy to fall into habits that feel familiar and comforting. But the brain doesn't care about nostalgia. It reacts to what it receives. And when it receives fried food over and over, it begins to show signs of stress. Of course, you don't have to give up every fried food for life, but being mindful of how often they're showing up in your meals and how they're prepared can make a major difference. If you do crave something crispy, consider using an air fryer with avocado oil or baking your food instead of deep frying it. You'll still get that satisfying texture without exposing yourself to the toxic byproducts of overheating oil. It's also worth being cautious when eating out. Fried foods at restaurants are often cooked in reused oil that's been heated dozens of times, sometimes even for days, especially in fast food kitchens. That means more oxidative compounds, more trans fats, and more inflammation in your body and brain. Better alternatives include roasted vegetables, grilled proteins, baked potato wedges, or homemade oven-crisped items using healthier oils like olive oil. These still deliver satisfaction, but with fewer risks. Let's go over it again. Fried foods expose your brain to oxidative stress, harmful fats, and blood vessel damage, all of which may slow thinking, impair memory, and increase your risk of cognitive decline after 60. Now let's pause for a moment, not just to absorb the information, but to reflect. At this point, you've seen how food doesn't just affect the number on the scale. It doesn't just affect your energy levels or your digestion. It reaches deeper. It shapes the way your brain ages. It influences how well you remember names, how clearly you can make decisions, how confidently you can live on your own. It determines whether you wake up feeling alert or foggy, whether you can follow a conversation or lose your place halfway through, whether you feel mentally sharp or like your thoughts are slipping through your fingers. That's what's really at stake here. Not just health, but independence. Because when the brain starts to decline, life starts to shrink. You begin forgetting appointments. You lose interest in reading or learning. You rely on others for help. And before long, someone might suggest you stop driving, or consider assisted living, or start looking at nursing home options. And the painful part? Sometimes this spiral doesn't begin with a diagnosis. It begins at the dinner table. But this isn't about guilt or blame. Many of these foods became people realize is that chronic alcohol consumption, even in amounts considered moderate, can shrink brain volume over time. As we age, the brain naturally undergoes changes. Certain areas, like the hippocampus, which controls memory and learning, begin to lose volume. It's a slow, natural process, but alcohol accelerates this shrinkage. Imaging studies have shown that people who drink regularly have smaller brain volumes than non-drinkers, even when controlling for age, sex, and other health conditions. In fact, researchers have found that even 1 to 2 drinks a day can lead to measurable reductions in brain size. Why does this matter? Because brain volume is directly linked to cognitive ability. When areas responsible for memory, balance, coordination, and problem solving begin to shrink, those functions decline. You might notice it as forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, or feeling off balance. And the older you are, the more sensitive your brain becomes to the damaging effects of alcohol. Alcohol also affects the white matter of the brain. White matter acts like a communication highway. It allows different parts of the brain to send signals to one another. When alcohol damages these pathways, it's like creating roadblocks in your brain's internal traffic. Thoughts slow down. Reactions lag. Decision-making becomes harder. And this isn't just about what happens during a buzz or hangover. This is long-term impairment that builds with continued use. Another major issue is how alcohol affects sleep. Many people believe a nightcap helps them relax and fall asleep faster. But alcohol actually disrupts the most important stages of sleep, particularly REM sleep, which is when the brain processes and stores memories. If you're drinking at night, you may fall asleep quickly, but you're far more likely to wake up tired, foggy, and mentally sluggish the next day. There's also the matter of how alcohol interacts with medication. Many seniors take prescriptions for blood pressure, cholesterol, arthritis, or mood. Alcohol can intensify side effects, interfere with how drugs work, and increase the risk of falls, confusion, or even hospitalization. And finally, alcohol is inflammatory. It can increase levels of inflammation in the brain and body, especially when consumed regularly. As we've discussed before, inflammation plays a major role in cognitive decline. An inflamed brain is a slower brain. It struggles with memory, clarity, and emotional balance. It's important to clarify that not everyone who drinks occasionally is at risk. The danger comes from frequency, quantity, and how your body handles it over time. Many older adults find that the same amount of alcohol that felt fine at 40 now feels overwhelming at 65. That's because the liver processes alcohol more slowly with age, and the brain becomes more vulnerable to its effects. If you do drink, moderation is key. The National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism recommends that adults over 65 limit themselves to no more than 1 standard drink per day, and ideally not every day. A standard drink means 5 ounces of wine, 12 ounces of beer, or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits, not a full glass or a double pour. Tracking actual portions can be eye-opening. Some people find it helpful to swap their evening drink for something soothing but non-alcoholic, like herbal tea, sparkling water with lemon, or a warm turmeric drink. These support relaxation without taxing your brain. Others enjoy alcohol-free wines or mocktails, which can provide the ritual of a drink without the after effects. The most powerful change, however, is awareness. Just being mindful of how often and how powerful antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, and some provide critical building blocks for neurotransmitters, those tiny messengers that carry thoughts, store memories, and support mood. For example, plant-based fats like those found in avocados, nuts, seeds, and extra virgin olive oil are rich in omega-3s and monounsaturated fats. These fats nourish brain cells, support communication between neurons, and reduce the kind of inflammation linked to cognitive decline. Unlike trans fats or refined oils, these fats actually strengthen your brain's structure and performance. Berries are another brain-loving food. They're packed with antioxidants, especially flavonoids, that have been shown to improve memory and delay brain aging. Studies have found that older adults who eat more blueberries and strawberries perform better on memory tests and experience slower cognitive decline over time. Then there are leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These are loaded with folate, vitamin K, and other nutrients that support brain health. One study found that people who ate 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens a day had brains that functioned as if they were 11 years younger compared to those who rarely ate them. These are just a few examples. The full list of brain-supporting foods is rich, colorful, and satisfying. It's not about restriction, it's about upgrading what you eat to better serve your mind and your future. Small changes make a big difference. Swapping white bread for whole grains, choosing olive oil instead of vegetable oil, adding a handful of walnuts to your morning oatmeal, replacing soda with water and berries. Each change is a step toward protecting your memory, improving your mood, and keeping your independence longer. You don't need to transform everything overnight. Start with one swap this week, then another next week. Before long, your habits change, your energy improves, and your brain feels clearer. It's not magic, it's food. Let's go over it again. Cutting back on alcohol and adding nourishing foods like plant-based fats, berries, and leafy greens can help restore brain function, improve memory, and support sharper thinking after 60. Of all the health concerns that come with aging, losing your memory may be the most frightening. It's not just forgetting names or misplacing keys. It's the fear of losing yourself. The ability to manage your daily life, make decisions, recognize loved ones, and stay independent begins and ends in the brain. And while aging does bring natural changes, the truth is that what you eat plays a far bigger role than most people realize. We've now looked closely at 7 everyday foods that may be quietly damaging the brain, especially after age 60. These aren't rare ingredients or risky trends. They're common, convenient items that may already be sitting in your fridge or pantry. But with consistent exposure, they may be speeding up brain aging, memory loss, and cognitive decline. Let's walk through them once more, not to overwhelm, but to reinforce what you now know. Processed meats were first. Deli slices, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs may be tasty and convenient, but they're filled with nitrates, nitrites, and saturated fat. These compounds create inflammation in the brain and may disrupt healthy blood flow, both of which contribute to memory problems and reduced cognitive function. Even moderate, regular intake over time has been linked to increased risk of dementia and mental decline. Refined sugar and sugary snacks came next, whether in soda, pastries, sweetened cereals, or flavored yogurts. Refined sugar floods the bloodstream and overworks the brain's insulin response. healthier alternatives. These sweeteners may disrupt gut health, interfere with brain signaling, and contribute to mood disorders, anxiety, and memory trouble. The brain is highly sensitive to these chemical imposters, and the gut-brain axis plays a bigger role in cognition than most people realize. Then came fried foods, which are especially dangerous due to their oxidative load. Foods deep fried in reused vegetable oils produce free radicals that damage brain cells and reduce blood flow. Fried food consumption has been linked to poorer memory, slower processing, and even brain shrinkage. This damage builds over time, especially when these foods are part of a daily or weekly routine. And finally, alcohol in excess. While moderate drinking is often seen as harmless or even healthy, research tells us that regular alcohol use shrinks brain volume, disrupts communication between neurons, and increases the risk of memory loss. Alcohol also disturbs sleep, interacts with medication, and promotes inflammation, all of which affect the aging brain far more than most people realize. Now, let's take a breath. This is about clarity. It's about understanding how the foods we eat every day are either helping or hurting our ability to stay mentally sharp. And the best news? You don't have to give everything up. You don't need a perfect diet. What you need is awareness, so you know what's hurting you, what's worth cutting back on, and what swaps make the most sense for your life. For example, maybe you love deli meat sandwiches. Could you roast fresh turkey breast at home instead? If you enjoy something sweet after dinner, could you try a small bowl of fresh berries instead of a cookie? If you usually use vegetable oil to fry eggs, could you switch to extra virgin olive oil instead? These aren't huge changes, but they matter. Every swap is a step toward better brain function. Every smarter choice supports memory, mood, and independence. And the beautiful part? Your brain responds quickly. Many people notice improved clarity, better focus, and deeper sleep within just a few weeks of adjusting their diet. It's also not all or nothing. Maybe you cut back on fried foods during the week and enjoy a treat on Sunday. Maybe you replace your evening glass of wine with tea a few nights a week. The goal is progress, not perfection. Your brain doesn't need a complete overhaul. It just needs support. This is also a powerful moment to reflect. Which one of these foods surprised you the most? Was it something you've always thought was harmless? Was it something you eat often without giving it much thought? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what changes you're thinking about making and where you're watching from. Yes, we read every single message, and they help us create content that truly supports you. And if this video helped open your eyes to something new, don't forget to tap that subscribe button. Our channel is here for you, with simple, clear, senior-friendly advice you can use right away. We're not about fad diets or confusing science. We're here to empower you with information that keeps you strong, independent, and confident about your future. Now, here's something exciting. Do you want to know which foods protect your brain? The ones that sharpen memory, boost focus, and help delay brain aging. That's what we're covering in our very next video. Think of it as the flip side of what you just learned. A positive list of foods you can start enjoying more often, knowing they're giving your brain the support it needs. Because your brain isn't just reacting to the past, it's also responding to what you do next. And what you choose to eat next could be the first step in a brighter, sharper, more independent future. Let's go over it brain volume, increase inflammation, and reduce mental clarity. Knowing them is the first step. Replacing them is the next. And the power to do that is already in your hands. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? Or struggled to recall a name that was just on the tip of your tongue? While occasional forgetfulness is normal, for many of us, memory lapses become more frequent with age, and that can be frightening. The fear of losing precious memories, or worse, facing cognitive decline or dementia, is real. But here's the good news. Scientists are discovering that memory loss isn't always a one-way street. In fact, certain nutrients have been shown to not just protect the brain, but actively help reverse memory loss. And one nutrient, in particular, stands out above the rest. It's not a trendy supplement or a miracle pill. It's a well-studied, naturally occurring compound that has quietly gained support from neurologists, researchers, and nutritionists alike. Backed by decades of research and numerous clinical trials, this nutrient is showing serious promise in improving memory, sharpening focus, and even rebuilding brain health in people already experiencing cognitive decline. Before we start, let us know where you're tuning in from. We read every comment and love seeing our amazing community all across the world. And don't forget to tap that subscribe button so you never miss another tip that could help you stay sharp, focused, and thriving well into your golden years. So, what is this game-changing nutrient? The number one nutrient that reverses memory loss is citicoline CDP choline. Citicoline, also known as CDP choline, cytidine diphosphate choline, is a powerhouse nutrient that your body uses to build phosphatidylcholine, a key component of brain cell membranes. But that's just the beginning of what makes citicoline so extraordinary. Citicoline isn't just a trendy supplement. It's a compound with scientifically backed benefits that work on multiple levels within the brain. One of its most powerful roles is neuroprotection. As we age, our brain cells become more vulnerable to damage caused by oxidative stress, inflammation, and even everyday environmental toxins. Citicoline acts like a shield, helping to preserve the integrity of neurons and protecting them from early deterioration. This is especially crucial because once neurons are lost, they're difficult, if not impossible, to replace. But citicoline isn't just about prevention. It's also been shown to actively improve memory performance, particularly in people experiencing age-related decline or mild cognitive impairment. In clinical studies, participants who supplemented with citicoline consistently outperformed those on placebos in tasks requiring memory recall, attention span, and mental clarity. These effects were often noticed within just a few weeks of consistent use. One of the most fascinating aspects of citicoline is its impact on neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form and reorganize connections, especially after injury or during learning. This means citicoline doesn't just preserve your existing cognitive abilities. It actually helps your brain adapt, recover, and grow. That's a big deal for people dealing with memory loss, as it directly supports the ability to relearn, remember, and adapt in real time. And finally, there's the energy angle. The brain may only weigh a few pounds, but it uses up more energy than any other organ in your body. Citicoline helps brain cells produce and use energy more efficiently, keeping them active and working well. This means less mental fatigue, sharper focus, and overall better cognitive endurance, especially important for anyone looking to stay mentally agile throughout the day. Now that we understand how citicoline supports brain health, the big question is, how do you actually get it into your system in a way that makes a difference? Well, unlike common nutrients like vitamin C or magnesium, citicoline isn't something you'll find in large amounts in everyday food. While trace amounts exist in foods like liver, eggs, and certain meats, you'd have to eat massive quantities to get the levels of citicoline used in clinical studies. That's why most people turn to supplementation, and it's a safe and effective route. Citicoline is widely available in two main forms: citicoline sodium and CDP choline, cytidine 5-diphosphocholine. Both deliver the same key compound, and both are highly bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs and uses them efficiently. However, many brain health experts prefer CDP choline because it breaks down into two substances your brain craves: choline, which helps build healthy neurotransmitters, and cytidine, which supports neuron repair and brain cell membrane function. Most clinical studies that showed memory benefits used doses ranging between 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams daily, often split into two doses, morning and evening. These levels are considered both effective and safe, even for long-term use. That said, it's always best to talk to a healthcare provider, especially if you're taking medications or managing a health condition. Another tip is to take citicoline with food. While it doesn't require a full meal to be absorbed, many users report better cognitive effects and fewer stomach issues when it's paired with a small meal or snack. So whether you're a student trying to stay focused, a professional juggling a demanding schedule, or someone navigating the natural cognitive changes that come with age, citicoline might be one of the most powerful tools in your brain health toolkit. There are plenty of supplements out there that claim to enhance cognitive function, from omega-3 fatty acids to ginseng and ginkgo biloba. But when it comes to memory loss and neuroprotection, citicoline holds its ground as one of the most scientifically supported options. Let's take a look at how citicoline compares to some of these other popular nutrients. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, are considered essential for maintaining healthy brain structure and function. DHA is a major component of brain cell membranes, contributing to their fluidity and allowing neurons to communicate more effectively. Studies consistently show that a higher intake of omega-3s can support cognitive function and may reduce the risk of developing dementia or Alzheimer's over the long term. However, while omega-3s are vital for overall brain health, their ability to reverse memory loss is more limited. Omega-3s primarily work by protecting against neurodegeneration and inflammation, making them an excellent option for long-term cognitive support. But the effects on memory recall or immediate cognitive improvements are not as fast or as direct as citicoline. In addition, research suggests that omega-3s take months or even years to have a noticeable effect on memory performance. When combined with citicoline, however, omega-3s may have a complementary role. Citicoline's more immediate impact on neurotransmitters and neuroplasticity can work synergistically with omega-3s to help maintain and enhance cognitive function. Ginkgo biloba is one of the oldest medicinal herbs known to humanity, and it has been used for centuries to improve circulation and memory. Modern studies suggest that ginkgo can help individuals with mild cognitive impairment by enhancing blood flow to the brain, which in turn may help improve memory function. Its active ingredients, like flavonoids and terpenoids, are believed to work as antioxidants and reduce the risk of oxidative stress, which can damage neurons. However, compared to citicoline, ginkgo biloba tends to have more modest effects on memory loss. While it can improve cognitive performance by improving circulation, its ability to directly protect neurons, enhance energy metabolism in brain cells, or support neuroplasticity is less pronounced. For individuals with more advanced memory issues, ginkgo's benefits may not be sufficient for reversing memory loss. It mainly supports blood flow and may aid with general cognitive function over time, but doesn't directly repair or protect neurons as citicoline does. Ginseng is another option, which is often promoted as a natural mental energy booster. It's commonly used to reduce fatigue, enhance concentration, and help with focus, especially during periods of stress. Ginseng's active compounds, such as ginsenosides, have been shown to support neurotransmitter activity, which can improve cognitive performance temporarily. This makes ginseng a good choice for individuals looking for an energy lift or stress relief. However, ginseng's benefits for memory and neuroprotection are less robust than those of citicoline. While it may provide short-term cognitive enhancements by stimulating brain activity and reducing mental fatigue, ginseng doesn't have the same capacity to protect neurons, promote neuroplasticity, or boost the energy metabolism of brain cells as citicoline does. The effects of ginseng are more transient and do not have the long-term neuroprotective benefits that are needed to reverse memory loss. Bacopa monnieri is an herb used in traditional Ayurvedic medicine, known for its cognitive enhancing properties. It is often used to improve memory retention, learning, and overall cognitive performance. Bacopa has antioxidant properties and helps protect neurons from oxidative damage, which is beneficial for long-term brain health. Studies have shown that Bacopa can improve memory and attention, particularly in the elderly or those suffering from cognitive decline. However, Bacopa works slowly, and noticeable results typically take several weeks of consistent use, sometimes even months. While it is an excellent herb for long-term brain support and neuroprotection, its benefits for reversing memory loss are not as immediate as citicoline. Citicoline, in comparison, tends to show quicker results, especially in terms of enhancing memory recall and boosting mental clarity. Bacopa's gradual effect makes it a good supplement for ongoing brain health. But for those seeking quicker, more tangible improvements in memory, citicoline tends to be the more effective option. What sets citicoline apart from other popular brain supplements is its unique, multifaceted approach to supporting brain health. It doesn't just target one area of brain function. It supports memory, boosts cognitive performance, promotes neuroplasticity, and optimizes energy metabolism in brain cells. Citicoline also protects neurons from damage due to aging, toxins, and oxidative stress, helping preserve brain health in the long term. While omega-3s, ginkgo biloba, and other supplements may provide useful benefits for brain health, they don't deliver the same comprehensive impact on reversing memory loss that citicoline does. Citicoline's scientifically proven ability to improve memory recall, protect against further cognitive decline, and enhance the formation of new neural connections makes it the go-to option for anyone looking to fight memory loss head-on. When you decide to add citicoline to your routine, make sure you don't make the first mistake many people make, which is choosing a low-quality supplement. Not all citicoline products are created equal. Some contain fillers, binders, or inferior forms of choline that aren't well absorbed. To get the full benefits, look for a supplement that clearly states CDP choline or citicoline sodium on the label, that carries third-party testing, such as USP or NSF certification, and that lists no unnecessary additives. Another common pitfall is ignoring dosage guidelines. Clinical studies demonstrating memory improvements typically use 250 to 500 milligrams per day, split into 2 doses. Taking far less may not deliver noticeable effects, while taking far more can increase the risk of side effects like headaches or gastrointestinal discomfort. Stick to the researched range and always follow the manufacturer's instructions or your healthcare provider's advice. Taking citicoline on an empty stomach can sometimes lead to mild nausea or indigestion. Although citicoline is generally well tolerated, pairing it with a small meal or snack helps with absorption and minimizes digestive issues. A piece of fruit, a handful of nuts, or a yogurt is often all it takes to make a difference. Many users also fall into the trap of expecting overnight results. While some people report sharper focus within days, the full memory boosting and neuroprotective effects often take several weeks of consistent supplementation. Patience and regular intake are important. View citicoline as a long-term investment in your brain's health rather than a quick fix. Finally, treating citicoline as a standalone solution can limit your success. Optimal brain health relies on multiple factors: adequate sleep, regular exercise, a balanced diet, and mental stimulation. Citicoline works best when it's part of a broader lifestyle approach, so be sure to maintain healthy habits alongside your supplement regimen. While citicoline gives your brain a powerful boost at the cellular level, pairing it with a few high-impact habits can take your cognitive health to the next level. Here's how to layer in lifestyle changes that work hand in hand with citicoline's memory-supporting effects. First, get your body moving. Regular aerobic exercise like brisk walking, cycling, or swimming does more than strengthen your heart and muscles. It also floods your brain with fresh blood and oxygen. This increased circulation delivers key nutrients to memory centers, stimulates the release of growth factors that keep neurons alive, and even encourages the birth of new brain cells. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate activity each week to maximize these neuroprotective benefits. Next, prioritize quality sleep. Deep, uninterrupted rest is when your brain consolidates the day's experiences, transferring memories from short-term holding areas into long-term storage. To support this process, shoot for 7 to 9 hours of solid sleep per night. Keep your room dark and cool. Stick to a consistent bedtime, and power down screens at least an hour before you plan to doze off. These simple steps can dramatically improve your sleep architecture and, by extension, your memory retention. It also pays to keep your mind active with cognitive challenges. Whether you're tackling puzzles, learning a new language, playing an instrument, or engaging in strategy games, you're forcing your brain to forge new neural connections. This kind of mental workout enhances neuroplasticity, the same process citicoline supports, helping you recover and reinforce memories more effectively over time. Finally, don't overlook the basics. Hydration and balanced nutrition are very important. Even mild dehydration can dull your focus and short-term recall, so aim for about 8 glasses of water a day. Complement your citicoline regimen with a diet rich in antioxidants, berries, and leafy greens, healthy fats, nuts and olive oil, and lean proteins. These nutrients are the raw materials your brain needs to build and repair itself. Citicoline is generally regarded as a safe and well-tolerated supplement for improving brain health and memory. However, as with any supplement, it's important to be aware of potential side effects and how they might affect you. While adverse reactions are rare, some individuals may experience mild symptoms. Let's break down the potential side effects of citicoline, how common they are, and how to handle them. One of the most commonly reported side effects of citicoline supplementation is headaches. This can happen in a small percentage of users, especially when first starting the supplement. The exact cause isn't entirely clear, but it may be linked to the changes citicoline causes in brain activity or blood flow. Some users have noted that headaches occur when taking citicoline at higher doses, or if they are sensitive to stimulants in general. What to do? If you experience headaches, is to try lowering the dosage of citicoline or split your daily dose into smaller amounts. If the headaches persist or become severe, it may be a good idea to discontinue use and consult a healthcare provider. Another possible side effect is mild gastrointestinal discomfort, which can include symptoms such as nausea, stomach cramps, or bloating. This is generally rare and typically occurs when citicoline is taken on an empty stomach or in higher doses. What to do when you experience gastrointestinal discomfort is to take citicoline with food, which can help reduce stomach discomfort. If symptoms persist, try lowering the dosage or switch to a different form of citicoline, such as citicoline sodium or a buffered version, which may be gentler on the stomach. Some users report having difficulty sleeping when taking citicoline, particularly if taken too late in the day. Citicoline has mild stimulant properties, which can increase mental alertness, potentially interfering with your sleep cycle. If you experience insomnia or disrupted sleep, it's a good idea to take citicoline earlier in the day, preferably in the morning. Reducing your dosage or splitting it into smaller doses throughout the day may also help alleviate this issue. In some cases, citicoline may cause feelings of dizziness or lightheadedness, particularly when standing up quickly. This is because citicoline has an impact on the cardiovascular system, helping to improve blood flow to the brain. This can occasionally lead to fluctuations in blood pressure, which may result in dizziness. If you experience dizziness, ensure you are staying well hydrated and avoid standing up too quickly from a sitting or lying position. If the dizziness is persistent or severe, reducing the dose or discontinuing use may help, but it's important to consult a healthcare provider for guidance. Citicoline can also interact with certain medications, especially those used for brain health, cognitive disorders, or neurodegenerative conditions. For example, if you're taking medications like acetylcholinesterase inhibitors used to treat Alzheimer's disease, or stimulants for ADHD, citicoline could potentially enhance their effects, leading to an overstimulation of the brain. Always consult a healthcare provider before starting citicoline if you are taking any prescription medications, especially for cognitive health or mental conditions. They can help you determine whether citicoline is safe to use in conjunction with your medication or if adjustments are necessary. Although rare, some individuals may experience an allergic reaction to citicoline, which could present as skin rashes, itching, or difficulty breathing. Allergic reactions can occur with any supplement, though they are uncommon with citicoline. If you experience any signs of an allergic reaction, such as swelling of the face, lips, tongue, or throat, or trouble breathing, seek emergency medical attention immediately. If the reaction is mild, discontinue use and consult a healthcare provider for advice. Citicoline is generally not recommended for use during pregnancy or breastfeeding, as there is limited research on its safety in these populations. While some studies suggest that citicoline could benefit brain development in infants, the potential risks and long-term effects have not been fully studied. If you are pregnant, planning to become pregnant, or breastfeeding, it is essential to talk to your doctor before using citicoline. They can help weigh the potential benefits and risks and suggest safer alternatives if necessary. Citicoline can sometimes lower blood pressure, especially when combined with other supplements or medications that affect cardiovascular health. This could be problematic for individuals who already suffer from low blood pressure or are taking medications that lower blood pressure. If you have a history of low blood pressure or are on medication for hypertension, it's crucial to monitor your blood pressure regularly. Consult with your healthcare provider before starting citicoline to ensure that it won't interact negatively with any blood pressure medications. While citicoline is generally well tolerated, it's important to be mindful of potential side effects. Most adverse reactions are mild and can often be managed by adjusting the dosage or timing of supplementation. As with any supplement, it's essential to use citicoline responsibly and consult a healthcare provider, especially if you have underlying health conditions or are taking prescription medications. If you experience any severe or persistent side effects, it's crucial to stop using citicoline and seek medical advice. Today, we explored how citicoline can help reverse memory loss and support brain health. If this gave you some new insights on how to keep your mind sharp, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss out on tips to take care of your brain. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.